From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Welcome, everybody, to SportsLine. Hope you're keeping warm on this chilly Wednesday night here in the Nashville area. Glad to be with you. Of course, we weren't with you last week. Producer Courtney was a little under the weather, but she's back now. She's taking your calls, and it is good to be back on our Wednesday night get-together. Lot to talk about, lot we can get to in this hour. You see the number at the bottom of the screen. If you want to talk Super Bowl, I'll have my thoughts on Cam Newton coming up, because my previous thoughts on Cam Newton were something of ruffling of feathers, if you will, amongst a lot of the viewers here. So that's good, something we should talk about. We begin tonight, though, with something very disturbing coming out of the University of Tennessee involving its football program. And, you know, things were going so well for Butch Jones in his first few years as head coach there. Really changed the culture around, has the Vols in position perhaps to win the SEC East this fall and go to Atlanta for the SEC championship game. But there are some serious things going on off the football field right now on Rocky Top. And it started with a federal lawsuit filed in Nashville on Tuesday. It alleges that the University of Tennessee allows a culture enabling sexual assaults by athletes and directs any accusation into biased hearing. Now there's new information on the friction that at least one case has caused in the football program. The Title IX lawsuit filed by 6 women alleges that former Tennessee receiver Dre Bowles was beaten up by teammates after helping one of the victims of an assault. The suit says Bowles, who eventually transferred to UT Chattanooga, was confronted multiple times at the football complex for encouraging the victim to report her assault. That victim claims that the former All-SEC linebacker A.J. Johnson and defensive back Michael Williams raped her back in November of 2014. Both Johnson and Williams have pled not guilty on 2 counts of aggravated rape. And when you look at this type of situation and you look at the increase in the numbers of reported rapes on campuses, this does not bode well for the University of Tennessee and its football program, and it could not come at a worse time. The Vols coming off a great season, a huge bowl victory over Northwestern, plenty of momentum heading into this fall, as we said, where they will be a pick by many, probably most, to win the SEC East. And now you have this. And so we're going to have a lot more about this coming up in the days ahead. If you want to react to that, you are free to do so. 737-7767. All right. It's the 800-pound elephant in the room, and this is our first chance to chat since the Super Bowl. And about a week and a half ago, a couple of weeks back, on our Sunday Sports Central show, myself and Steve Lehman, we do a thing called takeaways, or hot takes, if you will. And that particular night, it was the night of the NHL All-Star Game, actually, as a matter of fact. So it was a week ago this past Sunday. I gave a commentary about Cam Newton, Carolina Panthers quarterback, and about how he has become such a polarizing figure. Remember, this was before the Super Bowl. About how he's become such a polarizing figure. A lot of you out there don't like Cam. You don't like the fact that he dances and celebrates after a big play. You feel that he makes things all about him. He doesn't have class. He's not a team player. He's a me guy. Well, I did a commentary on that, basically saying he's a guy that is out there enjoying the game he loves, and he's expressing himself the way he wants to and the way he knows how. And I ended my commentary by using 3 words that got everybody, including a few people in this building here at 474 James Robertson Parkway, a little fired up. Those 3 words: get over it. I said, and I quote, if you have a problem with it, I suggest you get over it, because the point I was trying to make is that Cam Newton's not going anywhere. He's 26 years old. He's the MVP of the National Football League. He's going to be around for at least another decade. And chances are he's going to keep doing what he's doing. I make that point to make another point. And again, this was before the Super Bowl. In a league where we have Greg Hardy, Phillip, I know you're waiting on the line. We'll get to you in a minute. Des Bryant, Phillip, Johnny Manziel, Ray Rice, or we did, get in trouble or get accused of a lot of heinous things off the field, you're venting your anger towards a guy who likes to celebrate when he does something well on the football field. Now, so I didn't tell people to get over it. I suggested that they did because really there's nothing you can do about it. That was my suggestion. It was not an order. But I stand by what I said and got a lot of reaction. Some positive, some negative. One of the reactions was a 76-year-old woman who emailed me on Sunday, just hours before the beginning of Super Bowl 50. 76-year-old woman, 17-year season ticket holder with the Tennessee Titans. Said that I was one of her favorite sportscasters, but since that comment, and because I, quote-unquote, defended Cam Newton, she turns the channel when I come on now. And that's her prerogative. She also said that, you know, it's not an issue of race. It's something that the black media, quote-unquote, made into a big story. Now, I can't speak for the rest of the black media, but what I'm saying is Cam Newton, I understand, rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I understand how a lot of people don't like what he does on the field. But there's really nothing you can do about it. And as we've come to find out, Cam Newton does not care what you think. He doesn't care what I think. He doesn't care what a lot of people think. And despite what you may think, in my opinion, and we can talk about this, he doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't owe you anything. His teammates love him. His coaches love him. He is the leader of that team, and he's the face of that franchise. So when I said get over it, I was merely saying there's nothing you can do about it, so why worry about it? But, again, it rubbed a few people the wrong way, and for that I apologize, but I don't apologize for the stand I took. Now, this was all before Super Bowl 50. And I can tell you in no, what's the word I'm looking for? I can tell you definitively, let's do that, that the way he acted after the game, during the game, was not good. Not wanting to answer questions. Not jumping on a fumble late in the game with the game on the line. The way he behaved after the game with the media was not good. But you know what? He owned it. He said, look, I'm a sore loser. I am a sore loser. You're right. I am a sore loser. Didn't want to talk. Why didn't I jump on the fumble? I didn't jump on the fumble. Next question. That's where we are, and I get it. I understand the contrast because on the other side is Peyton Manning, right? The guy, the epitome of class, the guy who all pro athletes should be like. Speaks well, gives praise to his team, deflects praise on himself, talks about how well the other team did, talks about how well his teammates did. And I commend Peyton Manning, and I congratulate Peyton Manning for winning that Super Bowl, his second career Super Bowl, and what most likely is going to be his last game. And I salute him for a great career, and he has handled himself extremely well. But here's where we get into misconceptions, perhaps. You don't like Cam Newton because it's clear that he's better than you, and he knows it. Guess what? Peyton Manning is better than you, too. And he knows it. But he's chosen to project himself as a very humble guy, an aw-shucks guy, nationwide commercials, Papa John's. By the way, what was that going on with Papa John kissing him at the end of the game? Not sure what that was all about. If anybody has any answers, they can give me a call. So my point is, whether you like Cam Newton, whether you don't like Cam Newton, there's really nothing you can do about it. And Cam doesn't care. So why get all worked up about it, was my point. That's why I said get over it. And after the game on Monday, I got a bunch of emails. And that's good. You know why? Because that's what our takeaways are about. If I can say something that can stir up passion, whether you agree with what I say or you don't agree with what I say, that's good. Because it gets you to think and it gets you to form an opinion. Because quite honestly, I've been here going on 4 years covering sports in this town. I love living here. I love my job. I love covering sports teams here. This is a dream come true. I'm having a blast. I'm having the time of my life. But up until this week, I got to be honest, Nashville, I questioned your sports passion. My previous 2 stops in my career were Very, very passionate sports cities. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Buffalo, New York. Now, I understand Nashville's a bit of a different animal for a number of reasons. Pro sports hasn't been around here in a long time, for a long time. And quite frankly, there's a lot of other stuff to do in this great city. I understand that. But whether you agree with what I say, whether you don't agree with what I say, the fact that you have passion about it makes me feel good. I feel good that a 76-year-old woman waited a whole week before she responded to what I said about Cam Newton. And we're not always going to agree, but we can talk about it in a very, very intelligent manner. So I encourage you to do so. You can give me a call, 737-7767. I encourage your calls. I encourage your comments. We got Philip waiting on the line. I'm not sure if I'm too eager to hear what he has to say, but we'll get to him. We're going to take our first break, and we come back. We hope to hear from Tennessee State head football coach Rod Reed, good friend of the program, talk about recruiting and get a look at the upcoming fall for the Tigers, and then your phone calls. Let's get into this. I'm ready. We'll see you after the break.